Good evening, this is GCN English News Edition, and you're watching with me, NEHU Kim Kongsai. First, the headlines. Kuki-Zo Council condemns the rebound incidents of killing and abduction. Manipur police rescue kidnapped medical officer. Arrest 5 with arms and narcotic catch. Manipur government extends temporary ban on internet till 5:15 p.m. of 29 November 2024. News in detail. Kuki-Zo Council Chairman Henkyang Thangthangle strongly condemned the brutal killings of innocent civilians, including Jo Sang-kim, 10 village volunteers, 3 Meitei women and 3 children in Israel-Lebanon district, a statement issued yesterday at 3:40 p.m. The council urged the central government, state government inquiry commission, CBI and NIA to conduct a thorough investigations into the brutal killings. Specifically, the council requested an investigation into the gruesome treatment of 4 volunteers whose eyes were gouged out, hands and legs were tied, and private parts were mutilated. Regarding the killings of 6 Meiteis, the council noted that a preliminary report was available, but a preliminary report for 10 Kuki-Zo volunteers was still pending, expressing their dissatisfaction. The council also reported that several churches in Israel-Lebanon were burned, including the ICI Church and Pastor Quarters, EFCI Church and Pastor Quarters, Salvation's Army Church and School, Tangpai Presbyterian Church and Quarters, ESC Church and Pastor Quarters, Methodist Church and Quarters, EOC Church with Pastor Quarters and Hostel. Additionally, the Lianzatang Petrol Pump and Babu Para were also burned. The council urged the government to investigate these incidents and take necessary actions. Furthermore, the council expressed concern over the imposition of Armed Forces Special Powers Act (AFSPA) 1958 in certain areas of Manipur and requested its removal. The council emphasized the need for smooth flow of goods and services, including daily food, petroleum, and medical supplies within Churchampur and Moreh. Finally, the council clarified that the 10 volunteers who were killed were not militants and requested the government to allow a post-mortem examinations for the 10 volunteers. Manipur police successfully rescued a kidnapped medical officer, Dr. K.A. Nabakashore, who was abducted from Langtabal, Kunja, Awang Laikai on the morning of November 22. The kidnappers had demanded a ransom and issued threats against the victim's life if their demands were not met. Acting on intelligence inputs, the police tracked the victim to a farmhouse in Lamding under Lamsang police station. The rescue operation conducted on November 24, 2024 led to the arrest of 4 individuals. Wahengbam Ramananda alias Rosho or Luangamba, reportedly linked to KCP MC Lalumba. Wahengbam Usarani alias Piari or Abem. Naraibam Joy Sankar age 39. Leichombam Bipin Singh age 32. From the suspect possessions, law enforcement recovered a 7.65 mm pistol with a magazine, a .32 mm pistol with a magazine, 10 live rounds of .32 caliber ammunition. Subsequently, on November 26, 2024, another suspect, Paunam Samungao alias Pintu, was apprehended. A follow-up search at the residence of Ramananda revealed a significant cache of arms, ammunition, and suspected narcotics, including 3 pistols, one loaded with 3 rounds of 9 mm ammunition, a revolver and 2 carbine magazines, 28 rounds of 7.65 mm ammunition, and 1 round of 7.62 mm ammunition, 4 detonators, and a .22 rifle with a magazine, A shoe cap suspected to contain heroin number 4, authorities are continuing investigations to identify and apprehend other individuals involved in the case. Manipur police have reiterated their commitment to public safety and urged citizens to report any suspicious activities to ensure a secure environment. The government of Manipur has announced the extensions of the temporary suspension of mobile internet and mobile data services in several districts, including Imphal West, Imphal East, Bishnupur, Thoubal, Kaksing, Kangpokpi, Churichampur, Zimbam, and Parzol. According to the order, the suspension will remain in effect until 5:15 p.m. on November 29, 2024, except for cases where the state government grants exemptions. The decision was made in view of the prevailing law and order situations in the state, with concerns that anti-social elements might use social media to incite public patience and create serious repercussions for law and order. The order, issued by Commissioner Home and Ashok Kumar, states that the temporary suspension is necessary to prevent the transmissions of images, hate speech, and hate video messages that could incite public patience. The order also directs that it should be published in the press and electronic media for public information. Additionally, the order notes that any person found guilty of violating the suspensions will be liable for legal action. The order has been passed expert due to emergency situation. Congress Member of Parliament MP Hebe Eden raised concern over the ongoing crisis in Manipur by moving an adjournment motions noticed in the Lok Sabha on Wednesday, November 27. In his motion, he then demanded a discussion on the worsening conditions in the state, calling for immediate government action to restore peace and justice. In the notice addressed to Secretary General of Lok Sabha, he then emphasized that the persistent violence in Manipur reflects a significant breakdown in law and order and pointed to serious administrative failures. He highlighted the escalating tensions, mass displacement, widespread distractions, and allegations of bias in the state's handling of the conflict. The violence in Manipur has led to numerous facilities being destroyed, mass displacement, and extensive damage to public and private property. The administration's response has been criticized for being inadequate, and the role of armed groups, along with the circulations of inflammatory material, has deepened mistrust among communities, Eden's notice stated. Eden further drew attention to national outrage sparked by cases of sexual violence, including the infamous parading of women, prompting intervention from the Supreme Court. The Apex Court has called for comprehensive, ground-level investigations and judicial oversight in the matter. Additionally, the humanitarian crisis has deepened, with displaced people suffering from inadequate shelter and food supplies. This House must urgently address the deteriorating situations in Manipur, demand accountability from the state administrations, and push for swift measures to restore peace and justice. The ongoing violence not only endangers the social fabric of the state, but also threatens India's democratic values, the notice concluded. The situation has prompted the National Investigations Agency, NEHU, to intervene, as the agency resisted 3 new cases in relation to the violence in Zimbam and other areas. The NEHU took over the investigations on November 13, 2024, following directions from the Union Ministry of Home Affairs, which decided to transfer the cases to anti-terror agency due to gravity of the violence and the larger conspiracy behind the attacks. Acting swiftly on the Union Ministry of Home Affairs directions to bring the culprits to book expeditiously, the National Investigations Agency, NEHU, has launched thorough investigations into 3 major cases relating to recent spate of violence in Manipur. The anti-terror agency resisted re-registered 3 cases, at first on 13 November 2024 after the MHA decided to hand over the investigations to NIA, considering the gravity of the offenses. Amid escalating violence in the strife-torn state and with a view to unearth the larger conspiracy behind the brutal attacks. In the first case, FIR number 2911, Borough Bakra PS, dated 11 November 2024, several houses were burned and 2 civilians were killed at Borough Bakra. Later, unknown militants had also abducted and murdered 6 persons, including 3 women and 3 children. The gory incident took place on 11 November when unknown militants fired towards Borough Bakra police stations, as well as some houses and shops located at Zakurado Karong, and also set ablaze later. The police and CRPF personnel of Borough Bakra PS retaliated, leading to a heavy exchange of fire. Subsequent search operations led to the recovery of 2 dead bodies inside the burned houses. The case has been re-registered by NIA as RC-15-2024 and NIA IMP under various sections of Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, BNS 2023 and Arms Act 1959. The second case in which NIA has initiated a probe is connected with the 11 November attack on a CRPF post located at Zakurado Karong and Borough Bakra police station Ziribam by armed militants original FIR number 3011 registered at Borough Bakra PS. A CRPF constable sustained bullet injuries in the attack and was evacuated to Silchar for medical treatment. During a search by security forces and the police team, the bodies of unidentified armed militants along with arms and ammunition were recovered from the vicinity of the attack. NIA has re-registered the case as RC-14/2024/NIA/IMP under various sections of Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita BNS 2023 and Arms Act 1959. The third case relates to the murder of a woman at Ziribam by fully armed militants. The incident took place on 7 November when 31-year-old Jo Sang-kip, wife of Ngurtan Sang from Zairol-Pokpi, Zairon, Ziribam, Manipur, and a mother of 3, was brutally raped and burned alive at her residence by fully armed militants. The case was originally registered as FIR number 8011-2024 at Ziribam PS on November 8, 2024. NIA has re-registered the case as RC-13-2024 NIA IMP under relevant sections of Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita BNS 2023, Arms Act 1959 and UAP Act. The NIA teams visited the spots on 21-22 November 2024 and started the probe. The process of handling over case documents from local police to NIA is currently underway. A flash mob program was organized by the district's AIDS Prevention and Control Unit DAPCU Lamka at the Pailan Bazaar at 1:20 p.m. today. The program was held in connection with the upcoming World AIDS Day on December 1. The flash mob aimed to raise awareness among the public about AIDS and HIV and to promote compassion and support for those affected by the disease. The program encouraged the public to wear blue ribbon as a symbol of solidarity. According to Lian Sonmang, the APCU reported that as of today, there are 3,103 HIV-positive individuals in the districts, with 2,006 cases reported since the beginning of the HIV testing program in the district hospital. The district hospital offers free HIV testing services at the ICTC Center. Additionally, the hospital provides testing services for pregnant women at the PPTCT Center and for the general public at the VCCTC Center. DAPCU has collaborated with 3 NGOs, Shalom, PPO, and DAPCU-led TI, to promote awareness and prevention of HIV/AIDS in the district. The district AIDS office also provides free syringes and HIV testing services. Furthermore, the district hospital has established an OST center to provide treatment and support services for individuals struggling with addiction. As of now, there are 520 active OSD clients, and the center aims to provide support services to those in need. Between April and October 2024, a total of 9,325 general clients underwent HIV testing, with 152 testing positive. Additionally, 13,005 pregnant women underwent HIV testing at the PPTCT center, with 176 testing positive. A one-day district-level program, Balvi Vakmuk Bharat, was successfully held at Paisang Relief Camp in Kangpokpi District on November 27, 2024, Wednesday. The program was moderated by Thang Milian Haokip Thangboy and began with a welcome speech by Jingpai DCPO KPI. Pautin Sekibgen SDO Saitu Gampasol delivered a speech on child marriage, emphasizing the importance of reporting cases to concerned authorities such as the SDO, DC, and police. He stated that if child marriage cases are found, the parents of both children will be arrested and imprisoned for 2 years. Kai Milal SDC Saitu Gampasol also spoke at the event. Representatives from IRMA, organized by volunteers. Meanwhile, the Integrated Rural Management Association's IRMA has extended its support to government's Balvi Vakmuk Bharat campaign, which aims to eradicate child marriage. According to District Magistrate Pautin Sekibgen, the district administrations have organized rallies and flag-taking ceremonies with IRMA to raise awareness against child marriage. Pautin Sekibgen reportedly said that child marriage should be reported if found unreported, and if found out by the government, parents of both children shall be arrested and put into prison for 2 years. He also emphasized the importance of awareness, prevention, and reporting of child marriage. Tilam Zaning Hoki was quoted as saying that the government's campaign will give new energy and support to their work on the ground, and that it's a gratifying moment to see the fight against child marriage nearing its end. She added that India will no longer stand mute to the crime of child marriage, and that they will do everything in their capacity to ensure a rightful childhood for every child. The Balvi Vakmuk Bharat campaign was launched by Women and Child Development Minister Annapurna Devi, who administered a pledge against child marriage to all gram panchayats and schools in the country. The campaign is expected to reach out to 25 crore people, and a national portal for reporting child marriage was also unveiled during the launch.
We have just organized a one-day district-level Bal Viva Muk Bharat. It's a campaign against child marriage. This event is being launched at the center by the Union Minister at the central level, and in line with that, the program is being organized here in Kangpokpi district by the district administration Kangpokpi in partnership with IRMA. The main purpose of this campaign today is to raise awareness about the evils of child marriage, to sensitize people about the need to prevent child marriage, and not just that, to prevent child marriage and also to ensure effective reporting of cases and incidents of child marriage. So today we have sensitized and we have raised awareness among the people on how to approach the right authorities, how to raise these issues, what are the penalties under the Child Marriage Act for this kind of evil practices. We have had a good turnout, the authorities have also turned out, and the public have also participated in a good way. I think it's a very fruitful program. Thank you.
The event concluded with a pledge-taking ceremony led by Klub Nathang Swantak, where the attendees vote to prevent child marriage and promote a child marriage-free society. A team of Manipur police have arrested one active cadre of proscribed outfit KCP PWG from Hebongpokpi, Koiripaba Road near Nambol Koripaba, Bishnupur district on Monday, November 25. The arrested person was identified as Wairok Pamnauba Meiti, 34 of Poising Teramakong. He was also involved in monetary demand from general public and shopkeepers in Sambhal area. One two-wheeler and one mobile phone were seized from his possession. The arrested person and the seized items has been handed over to concerned police stations for further necessary legal actions, police report said. The Department of Education Schools Manipur has announced the continuations of school closures across all valley districts effective from November 27, 2024, Wednesday until further notice. The order applies to all educational institutions, including government, government-aided, private, and center schools. The directive follows on earlier notifications issued on November 24, 2024. Zonal education officers have been instructed to communicate this decision to all relevant stakeholders within their jurisdictions and to implement necessary measures accordingly. The closure has been enacted with the approval of the state government based on advice from the Home Department. The decision reflects ongoing considerations regarding the safety and well-being of students and staff amid prevailing circumstances. Parents and schools authorities are advised to await further updates from the Department of Education for the reopening schedule. The two-member inquiry committee sent by the Ministry of Education to investigate LA's administrative failures at Meghalaya's Northeastern Hill University, NEHU, has completed its review. As unresolved issues persist at the university, students, teachers, and the faculty are anticipating the report, which is most likely to be submitted by November 29, Friday. The High Power Committee, comprising former University Grants Commission Chairman, Professor D.P. Singh, and former Assam University Vice Chancellor, Professor Dilip Chandranath, spent hours hearing grievances from students, teachers, and staff representatives during their visit. The outcome of the investigations will mark an important moment in the ongoing turmoil at the university, as it will determine the path to restoring normalcy and normal conduct of classes and other operations. Additionally, it will decide the future of Vice Chancellor Prabha Shankar Sukla's tenure. On the other hand, the agitating students who were earlier on a hunger strike continue their sit-in. Earlier Cabinet Minister Amparin Lingdo on November 26 emphasized the importance of the central government consulting the state government on key appointments, particularly that of the Vice Chancellor. Speaking to reporters, Lingdo stressed that the center must take stock of the current academic ambience in the university, further exalting the need to hold close consultations with the state government on matters of appointments. Two laborers were burned alive and two others were injured following a mud cave-in at a construction site in Itanagar's Doni Colony, Arunachal Pradesh on November 26. The four individuals were residents of Assam. The incident occurred when four laborers were digging to construct a retaining wall and the earth suddenly collapsed, according to sources. While two laborers lost their lives, the other two were shifted to Rama Krishna Mission Hospital. According to Randir Kumar Jha, the police officer who initiated the rescue operations along with the National Disaster Response Force, NDRF, and police personnel. The operation lasted from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. The deceased individuals have been identified as Jahan Hemran, 45, and Vijay Bag, 46, both residents of Assam's Dekaljuli. The injured laborers have been identified as Ganesh Oran and Joseph Dopnu. A case of unnatural death has also been registered at Itanagar police stations. Speaking to India Today Northeast, Takar Yangda, the owner of construction site and resident of Seppa, informed that he was building a retaining wall to protect his land from landslides during the summer season. Zahir Hussain, the contractor at the site, informed that 6 laborers were called from Assam, of which 4 were engaged in the constructions of the retaining wall at Doni Colony. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma dismissed concern over the impact of the ongoing violence in Manipur on other northeastern states, particularly Assam. We are emotionally one, culturally one, but boundary-wise different, he added. Speaking at the International Tourism Meet currently underway in Kaziranga on November 27, CM Sarma stated that each state in the region has its own identity. He drew a comparison, saying, "It is an event in Rajasthan, a setback for Haryana. While we share a cultural bond, we are individual states." CM Sarma further clarified that incidents in Manipur, which is around 500 kilometers away from Assam, should not be linked to events occurring in Assam or other northeastern states. To link an incident in Manipur with Kaziranga or Manas is unfair. It only leads to frustration, he said. He emphasized that while the states are emotionally and culturally connected, they are geographically distinct. It may be pertinent to mention here that tensions and chaos in violent hit Manipur have escalated over the past few weeks. Recently, Chief Minister Biren Singh told reporters that security forces are conducting combined operations in Jiribam areas to arrest the culprits involved in the heinous and terrorist acts of killing, many including women and children. 2 companies of CRPF were rushed to Jiribam immediately in the aftermath of the recent spate of violence, and another 5 companies were rushed recently, the Chief Minister said, adding that search and combing operations will continue until the culprits are arrested and booked under the law. Five doctors were killed and 1 was critically injured when a Scorpio SUV they were traveling in crashed into a truck on the Agra-Lucknow expressway early today. The doctors, who were postgraduate trainees with the Uttar Pradesh University of Medical Sciences in ceasefire, were returning from a wedding function in Lucknow when the accident took place. Around 3:30 a.m. today, the Scorpio SUV they were traveling in lost control, broke through the divider and crashed into a truck coming from the opposite side. According to reports, the SUV driver fell asleep at the wheel, leading to a deadly crash. The doctors were rushed to hospital after the accident and 5 of them were declared dead. 1 suffered serious head injuries and is under treatment. The victims were identified as Dr. Anirudh Verma, Dr. Santosh Kumar Maurya, Dr. Zaivir Singh, Dr. Arun Kumar, and Dr. Nardev. Priyanka Baspai, Circle Officer, Durwa said. Around 3:30 a.m. today, a Scorpio SUV from Lucknow towards Agra lost its balance, broke through the divider, and entered the parallel lane. It crashed into a truck coming from the opposite side. 5 people in the Scorpio have died and 1 is under treatment. All of them were doctors or lab technicians in a sci-fi hospital. We have informed the family members and further properties owned. The visuals from the spot saw heavily mangled remains of the car, pointing to intensity of the crash. Moradabad Divisional Commissioner Anjaniya Kumar Singh said that 27 people have been arrested in Sambhal violence and 7 FIRs have been registered following the ruckus and storm battling incident over an archaeological survey of India (ASI) survey of the Mughal era mosques of the district. Anjaniya Kumar Singh on Tuesday stated that their priority is to normalize the situations in the area. So far, 7 FIRs have been registered, 22 people have been named, and 27 people arrested. 74 people have been identified, and the process for identifications of others is on. Our priority is to normalize the situations. We have to bring people into our confidence so that they do not get influenced by outside people, he said. Singh further urged the people across all sections of society to refrain from making baseless statements. People are cooperating just for investigations, but to also normalize the situations. We are collecting evidence based on which we will follow the further course of actions. We are urging people across all sections of society to refrain from making baseless statements. We are hopeful that things will become normal soon, he said. Earlier, Singh confirmed on Monday that those accused in the Sambhal incident include Assam Party SP, MP, and a son of a local MLA. Aiding further, he assured that the situation in the site of violence is now peaceful and an investigation is underway. The situation in Sambhal is peaceful. An investigation is underway. FIRs have been registered. FIR regarding investigations has been registered against Sambhal MP Ziaur-Rahman Brak and the local MLA son. 4 people have died. The injured are being treated. Strict action will be taken, and if needed, NSA will also be imposed, said the Moradabad Police Commissioner. Meanwhile, in a joint press conference, Sambhal SP Krishna Kumar Bisnoy informed that a complaint has been filed against as many as 800 people after the violence. SP Bisnoy also said that 2 accused identified as Ziaur-Rahman Brak and Sohail Iqbal has been arrested for allegedly instigating the mob to the violence. Addressing the media, SP Bisnoy said, "Our sub-inspector Deepak Rathi, who got injured yesterday, has filed a complaint against 800 people. Ziaur-Rahman Brak and Sohail Iqbal have been accused." He said that they instigated the mob. Brak was given notice earlier too. He had given provocative speeches earlier too, and he was told not to do so. It is worth noting that a similar ASI survey was previously conducted on November 19 with a local police and members of the Mosque Management Committee present to oversee the process. Russia launched its largest drone strike on Ukraine overnight with 188 drones, Ukraine's Air Force said Tuesday. Ukraine's military said it shot down 76 Russian drones in the overnight attacks that targeted areas across the country and damaged critical infrastructure facilities. The Air Force said Russia also used 4 missiles in the aerial assault. Unfortunately, they were hit to critical infrastructure facilities, and private and apartment buildings were damaged in several regions due to massive drone attack, according to Air Force statement. The attack coincided with a push by Russia on the front lines in eastern Ukraine, where Russia claimed to have gained nearly 240 square kilometers in the past week, for a total of 600 square kilometers in November, Reuters reported, citing the Russian army and other analyses. For its part, Ukraine reporting repelling Russian troops from Kupiansk, a logistical center in Kharkiv, for the 3rd time. According to Reuters, the only effective way to protect ourselves from this is to eliminate Russian weapons and Russian launchers directly on Russian territory, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky stated in his 90th address. This is why the ability to strike Russian territory is so important to us. This is the only factor that can limit Russia's terror and Russia's capacity to wage war in general, he added. Countries that have given Ukraine weapons to fight Russia have been reluctant to give Ukraine permission to launch those weapons directly into Russia. But Zelensky said he is grateful to all the partners who understand this and convey it to other partners. Nearly 200 Russian drones against Ukraine in one day. That is nearly 200 proofs that Russian ambitions are utterly detached from any ideas of real peace, Zelensky said. Ukraine's president said rescue operations are still underway in Sumy, where Russia's barrage of drones targeted a vehicle service station. The president said 2 people have been killed in Sumy and 1 person is likely to still trapped under the rubble. Ukrainian air defenses shot down drones in some regions. The power grid of Ternopil in western Ukraine, about 134 miles east of Poland, was hit in the attack. The consequences are bad because the facility was significantly affected, and this will have impact on the power supply of the entire region for a long time. Serhiy Lysak, governor of Dnipropetrovsk, said on Telegram that one drone hit the center of Nikopol. Russia's defense ministry said Tuesday it shot down 39 Ukrainian aerial drones overnight. Most of the drones were shot down over the Rostov region, while other intercepts taking place over Bryansk, Belgorod, Kursk, Oryol, Voronezh, and Russian-occupied Crimea. Officials in Rostov, Bryansk, and Voronezh said on Telegram there were no reports of damage or casualties from the attack. Israel Prime Minister Benjamin has listed 3 reasons behind announcing an agreement to cease fire with Hezbollah in Lebanon. He also said that the ceasefire length would depend on what happens in Lebanon. Netanyahu's statements come months after the Israeli Security Cabinet approved a ceasefire agreement with Hezbollah in Lebanon on Tuesday. According to sources, the ceasefire began on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Speaking about the ceasefire, Benjamin said the length of it would depend on what happened in Lebanon. We will enforce the agreement and respond forcefully to any violations. We will continue united until victory, he said. The war in Lebanon followed nearly a year of limited cross-border exchanges of fire begun by Hezbollah. The Lebanese group said it was acting in support of Hamas after the Palestinian group's October 7, 2023 attack on Israel, which sparked the war in Gaza. The Israeli PM listed 3 reasons for opting for a ceasefire pact. The first reason was to focus on the Iranian threat, but he did not want to expand. His second was to give the forces a pause and replenish stocks. And I say it openly, it is no secret that there have been big delays in weapons and munitions deliveries. These delays will be resolved soon. We will receive supplies of advanced weaponry that will keep our soldiers safe and give us more strike force to complete our mission, he said. He said the third reason for having a ceasefire was to separate the fronts and isolate Hamas. From day 2 of the war, Hamas was counting on Hezbollah to fight by its side. With Hezbollah out of the picture, Hamas is left on its own. We will increase our pressure on Hamas, and that will help us in our sacred missions of releasing our hostages, he added. That's all from us tonight, and we thank you for joining our program.